Hi, this is Sam with 2M Technology. Today I'm going to discuss with you about the 5 most popular questions we get asked on a daily basis. One of the most common questions we get asked is what's the difference between an MVR and the DVR? DVR stands for digital video recorder, MVR stands for network video recorder. The DVR is an analog system, the MVR is a network-based system. When you're installing cameras, the DVR uses analog cameras, MVR uses IP cameras. The analog cameras have an image sensor which picks up the image and streams over the coaxial cable back to the DVR. The DVR actually does the digitizing of the signal to compress it to an H.264, H.265. On the other hand, with an MVR, you have an IP camera. The digitization happens at the IP camera side and then is streamed over Cat5 network cable. So one of the most popular questions is, should I buy an analog DVR or should I buy a network video recorder? It really depends on the size of the project. Smaller projects such as for homes, small businesses, mom and pop shops, that kind of stuff, or gas stations, you should buy analog DVRs with analog cameras because they're much easier and simpler to install. They are less network involved. A lot of the installers out there in the market, they worry about using network video recorders or installing IP cameras because of the difficulty in configuring the network and making sure the network is stable, enough bandwidth is used, and not a lot of problems are faced. We usually suggest, based on the project size, if it's between 8 to 16 cameras, we always suggest installing an analog camera with a digital video recorder instead of an IP camera and MVR. You can, of course, use an IP camera with a network video recorder for smaller projects. It really depends, but that's what we suggest. So network video recorders, they come with built-in PoE switches. The 4, 8, 16 and the 32 channels, they come with a network PoE switch. PoE stands for power over Ethernet. So what it does is powers up the camera directly from the MVR on the back of the ports all the way to the IP camera. It's powered up. And actually our network video recorders with our IP cameras, they can go up to 750 feet because they use a copper Cat6 wire. Today, a customer called us and asked us about what's a good option to install as an outdoor camera. We suggest 2 types of housings. One of them is the Vandal Dome or the bullet-shaped cameras. The Vandal Dome, they work well because there's a lot of vandalism sometimes at gas stations or at restaurants on the outside. And the vandal resistant, they're pretty sturdy. You cannot break them. People can throw rocks at them, or they probably sometimes actually they throw a rope and try to hang them and bring them down. And that's what happened on multiple occasions using bullet cameras. If you use a dome, they're gonna slip and they don't hang well. However, you gotta keep in mind the bullet-shaped cameras, they're nice because they actually are intrusive, scare people away from not doing any crime, which is also a good option. How do infrared day-night cameras work? Well, there's multiple technologies in the cameras that help it view at night. Besides the infrared light coming on, they have a very low lux image sensors nowadays. We're talking about 0.0001. Now, 1 lux is a full bright light moon. 0.001 lux is like having 1 star in the sky. So the amount of light needed for the camera to be able to view something, it's very low. When the light goes off, the infrared light comes on, helps support the 0.001 lux, even though you might need it on multiple occasions. I hope you enjoyed our summary. Please join us to become a partner on 2mtechnology.net and subscribe to our channel. I will make sure you will learn everything you need to know about security cameras.